I think what happened to me and Marjorie was we got together at a point in our life where we had both failed at this miserably. And
Hello, family. Could you picture yourself flattering your spouse and energizing her whenever possible, just to be betrayed again? With more and more people talking about Marjorie Harvey's affair, I suppose Steve Harvey could explain what it must be like to be that man. He had a wild past in relationships before meeting Marjorie, but many believed that this would be his last union. Cheating is something that you may merely ignore in any relationship, married or not. So it appears that we have all had the wrong idea. So are you interested in learning how well-known comic Steve is coping with this difficult period? His jokes, I venture, would not make his own circumstances any easier. Now let's get started. Not because of his entertaining show or outstanding hosting abilities, but rather because of the drama surrounding his wife. Steve Harvey has gone from hosting family conflict to becoming embroiled in a real-life family conflict. Astute remarks Steve. He is greatly admired by many for his portrayal of a wonderful husband, father, and family man. You see, opinions on this subject vary among the general people. Some people were claiming that he was dealing with a lot of problems, and that their social media presence was really a front for the instability that concealed their joyful blended family. Many people have been blaming Marjorie for perhaps severing the family's ties recently. However, it seems that people were disregarding Steve's previous partnerships and his actions during his previous 2 marriages. There are rumors that Steve has a dubious past as well, so Marjorie isn't the only one who has cheated on their marriage. Particularly in light of Tasha K's Instagram admission that Steve was allegedly also having an affair with his personal chef. As previously noted, Steve and Marjorie's previous years appeared to be filled with nothing but sunshine and butterflies. However, we are all aware that this will never apply to everyone. Despite the fact that they are both well-liked people, they were simply very excellent at hiding the problems in their marriage and keeping their disagreements and personal matters as secret as possible. However, because someone started the conversation, I'm sure there will be more inside information forthcoming. Unquestionably, Steve's chef, who was also dragged into this situation, is really gorgeous. All right, there was never any confirmation on this matter. Tasha is also said to have disseminated untrue allegations on other celebrities. Simply said, everything uploaded online has the potential to spread rapidly. People could not resist talking about whatever it was they saw on social media once it was publicized. Furthermore, many who knew Steve's chef and were close to him asserted that there was no romantic involvement between them. What they are stating is accurate, yet it was insufficient to stop people from discussing the likelihood that Steve was unfaithful. In addition, Mary, his ex-wife, has been accusing him of doing the same thing since their divorce was still being finalized. Many details from Steve's history have surfaced in this most recent edition, which is to be expected as one way or another. Tasha genuinely believes that everything she said is accurate. I guess we'll never really know, though, given her history of lying. You are undoubtedly aware of Cardi B's lawsuit against Tasha if you know her and have been following her tales. Tasha then acknowledged that the story she had disseminated about Cardi was a fake. Do you believe that the allegations she is making regarding Steve will result in her being sued again? It had been Steve's ex-wife, Mary, suing her for her defamatory YouTube accusations before accusing him of cheating and more. It wouldn't take him long to call out Tasha and bring legal action against her as well, given that he had a past relationship with the person with whom he had done it. Well, this girl needs to be more mindful of what she writes. Recall his statement about adjusting for the one. Marjorie is probably not the one because he is still not changing, if the rumors about him are accurate. Come on, this clarified some of Mary's claims on Steve. While they were still together, Mary alleged that Steve was having many affairs at the time, something that not many would recall. She also said that even though they were still getting over their divorce, he was already getting to know Marjorie. If all of those claims were accurate, then that really speaks a lot about Steve and his relationship with Marjorie. Through her Instagram account, Marjorie has been posting little tidbits about their marriage and family. The public adores both those things and her sense of style. They were always picture perfect in these videos and pictures, as I've already indicated, but Marjorie's appearance of grace and refinement was easily overshadowed by her previous marriages. Investigators referred to Marjorie's first husband, Jim Townsend, as a drug lord. Back then, when Marjorie was still with Townsend, the FBI even looked into her case. Even though she was never accused of anything, her contact with him cast doubt on her. Their daughter Lori was also creating a name for herself in the business and was the subject of much discussion due to her dating history. Since she was married to Darnell Woods, a different drug dealer, her second marriage wasn't much better. Though their marriage was brief, neither Darnell nor Marjorie actually made a comment regarding what went wrong or the reasons for their decision to call it quits. Here comes Steve now. Before getting back in touch and eventually having the opportunity to get to know one another romantically, the two have known one another for years. They first became acquainted in 1990, resumed communication in 2005, and eventually tied the wedding in 2007. External observers might conclude that they are an invincible pair and that nothing could ever separate them. However, the accusations that Marjorie was having an affair with Steve Harvey's bodyguard, William Big Boom Freeman, probably damaged their marriage. This is so messy, oh boy. Since Big Boom has publicly acknowledged abusing women, it's fair to say that the purported affair aroused a lot of questions. Marjorie and Steve never really had their own biological kid, even after years of being married. It must have been too much for them to manage to bring in another member of their large, blended family. They were frequently pictured together on Marjorie's Instagram page. It is obvious that they want to set an example for others and encourage others to believe that a blended family in the present era is achievable. Indeed, it is conceivable, but those images undoubtedly have some drama. Steve has already come under fire from many for showing Lori greater consideration and favoritism despite the fact that she is not his biological kid. She's allegedly his favorite child, which makes his other biological children envious of her. Particularly his eldest, the twins Carly and Brandy, are not to be blamed. All right, so the fact that Marjorie's first spouse was already married when they first started dating is another aspect of her life that is drawing more attention to herself. It is said that she allowed herself to become pregnant with Jim in order to remove the legal wife from the picture.